I like these.
All right, let's start off with Chuck, though, because as everyone who just watched part 2 knows, part 2 was kind of a weird departure from the first one, and then it dropped a lot of the fun dream rules that kind of made the first movie a hit. So we're also talking about how you even got involved with the project, because this was kind of your first big feature.
This was my first directing gig.
So tell us how you got that, and also kind of how Wes Craven was now brought back in, and just what the discussions were of kind of bringing this back to what people really liked about the first one.
Yeah, it was. Elm Street had a really kind of twisted history, which is appropriate for Elm Street. And after the first, which was such a horror classic, I felt like number 2 kind of went a different direction, right? Wes had this brilliant idea, and actually when I first heard it, I thought it was 2 different movies in one. There was a murderer, and he was in dreams. I didn't quite figure out how. Then I saw it, and it blew me away so deeply. I thought, this is an amazing film. Number 2, fun, but off the rails. And I happened to be around. New Line, gigging, doing a little writing, doing a little assistant directing, looking for my first directing gig, and I did some storyboards. I do sketch work, and I did storyboards of a Freddy sequence we didn't actually ever do. But they liked my writing. They said, if you can fix this, franchise, you can direct it. So Frank Darabont and I, Frank, give a little hand.
Name's kind of familiar.
We had 11 days to do a rewrite of a script that Wes and Bruce Wagner had done. And we got a cabin somewhere in Big Bear and just cranked out. And I think the show kind of shows the weirdness and passion of that time. We just went for it. I said, we got to go into dreams. We got to get crazier. We got to push the envelope. And we were writing things we didn't really know how exactly to do with the physical effects and some of the optical effects. This is way before CGI. And then I got this great cast that was willing to go through literal hell on these crazy sets for I don't know how many hours a day and make an amazing film. Where there's a will, there's a way, right? And it was one of my best experiences in film.
Was the Dream Warriors concept already part of Wes's script?
Yes, but I took it to heart. I'm kind of if Wes is, I hate to make a comparison, but if Wes is Lennon, I'm McCartney, Mr. Sunshine, right?
That's what I'm with silly love songs, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. But I thought these guys could put their heart into it, and we could capture that thing that happens to you when you're a teenager, and nobody believes you but your pals. I thought that was the real essence of what that picture could be, and it does still resonate. There is a time when you're a teen, and your parents are telling you what's good for you, and you know it's exactly what will kill you. And that's kind of what Dream Warriors is about. Think of your best self. So there's a real positive vibe that I think mixes well with Wes's world of classic horror that we came up with. So see what you guys think.
At this point in the movie, other than the franchise, Freddy becomes a lot more. Freddy becomes more kind of comedic, and was that something you brought to the table, or was that sort of always by design?
I felt I could only be possibly more imaginative and cross into dark humor. So it freaked Bob Shea out, who ran New Line at the time. To even take Freddy's hat off, they would have committee meetings about that. So you can imagine his head coming up out of a TV, or the giant phallic Freddy that gobbles Patricia Arquette. When you see that, imagine me, first time directing, and these huge things on the set. Kind of my worst nightmare, literally. And it didn't work. We could not gobble her. It totally didn't work. And in those days, on that kind of budget, if the prop didn't work, the scene was cut out of the movie, and that was it. And I realized, if it can't do the bit, dress it on her, and we'll shoot it in reverse. So it actually looks more dreamlike that way. We had to think fast. So Patricia was really cool lying down in the slime when we pulled the thing off her. So you'll see. There's many stories from that picture.
How heavy was that thing?
Do you remember the flick dust?
Oh yeah.
Elaborate.
You have no idea what Rodney went through with the nurse.
Will you tell the story? Because I've been telling it for years, but to hear it from your mouth would be incredible.
It's all a hallucinogenic mixture. I remember the kids with the tongues, and you tied up, and these things. You tell me exactly what happened that day.
You told me that.
Oh my God!
The day
when I hear
that
this.
I'm just turned 19 when I'm doing this movie, and we're about to do the nude scene. This is the big day of me with the nude nurse, and yeah, I was just about as experienced as the character I was playing. And Chuck comes up to me and he says, "Rodney, you know about the flick test, right?"
I don't know what this is. Go on.
I swear to God, you did this to me.
Okay. I'm a playful director. I believe having
Especially on this day. And I said, "No, what is the flick test?" He says, "Well, if there's nudity in the scene, so the actress doesn't get uncomfortable, SAG sends a nurse, and every half hour, they just walk up to you and just, give you a little flick to make sure you're not offending her."
I actually did. This is a true story.
And so, the setting up a shot takes, an hour, so I'm sweating and looking around for the nurse, and I walk onto set, and I think you asked Roy Wagner.
This was a massive practical joke on the day. I do remember
It was
this.
all totally arranged, prearranged. And you asked Roy, "Is the nurse around?" And I was so terrified, and then the whole crew just started laughing at me.
With you.
Yeah.
They loved him, and every girl loved him. It was pretty fun.
But that's such a great story.
Well, question for
It was
all three actors, though. Had you seen the previous Freddy films up until this point?
And that's also something I wanted to ask you, Chuck. I was a huge fan. I saw Nightmare 1 in the theater. I saw Nightmare 2 in the theater when it first came out. I was into Metallica and Anthrax and 80s metal and Iron Maiden, and it was totally my bag. I started acting, really just got very lucky when I was 18. And I had done 2 little jobs and then didn't get a job for 8 months. And then all of a sudden I got an audition for Nightmare on Elm Street 3. So with that mindset, I was so excited, I can't even tell you. I went in and read for Annette Benson, who was the casting director. I got a call back and I read for Chuck. And just being here with you for the first time in so long, I just wanted to ask you, what did I do right to get the part?
It's such a, can I use the word kind of organic or something? You came in and you were that kid, You still have this same coolness and vulnerability. You're like this vulnerable James Dean duty guy. And you were a wonderful actor. And you were absolutely, all of you guys were absolutely fearless. We were doing crazy things. If you think it looks weird on film, try sitting around on set in these rigs with tongues licking you and things. And then we really had to focus, besides the practical joke part. You have to keep the day going.
Well, that's why they use young actors in horror films, because they know they can stand up to the abuse.
Well, I don't
Especially
like
back.
I did it all with love, and I can think of the moment for each of you where you guys just blew me away. And Jennifer, there's a great scene where it's the end of her, but she sees those needles, and in character, that was her character's weakness. And Ira is this kid who was stuck in a wheelchair and finds his freedom. I mean, maybe this stuff is corny even when I say it, but I love it. It's great fun.
It was
great fun. And then we just scare the hell out of you. That's the point.
And I meant abuse in the best sense of the word.
I'm glad you said so.
Yeah, of course. I was proud to hang in there.
I know it, man.
Same here.
Seriously, yeah. Amazing.
Jennifer, I should let you know that all my male friends swooned when I said that you were going to be here.
Alex, thank you.
I mean, just talk a little bit about your character and obviously your Dream Warrior get-up.
Well, I like the audition process. I mean, going back, and I remember the hallways and you putting us all together and reading and nodding, and you know, I was all upset. And you're like, good, Jennifer, take it down a notch. Up a notch, down a notch. And then that crazy outfit with that little man. It's the strangest little man made that outfit. And then here, walking to the set with the hair. And you just said yes. It was just something that happened. Just kismet.
No, it all came together.
Such a big deal. Such a big deal, you know. And I'm just so proud. You know, it's that. I guess the last CGI film, or no, the before CGI.
It was pre-CGI, so everything you
last
see was
before.
pretty much handmade. You know, we
Yeah.
didn't even have the budget to do some of the prop things I would like to do. We did a lot of work in camera, but I think there's an eeriness about it that still holds up.
Yeah.
It's very, very.
It's authentic.
And my mom I just showed her the documentary on it. She's like, I had no idea.
Let's check out that documentary. It's pretty cool.
It is very cool. Thanks.
How long did it take you guys to shoot that?
6 weeks.
Is that it? Yeah. Oh man, we had to crank it.
What
up.
a pace.
Yeah,
What a
yeah.
pace. That
It was like a low budget.
It wasn't a crazy pace for me. It was a crazy pace for you.
No, but I loved it.
Yeah,
I
you
was
loved
like-
it. You mastered it.
I was
You guys remember
happy
Downtown?
with the whole thing.
Right across the street.
Across from the jail.
Oh yeah. I remember
That was our
night.
side stage.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember, do you remember what your audition was?
I do remember my audition. Wait, where it was or
What?
it was? Yeah, I mean, I got to read for Annette first, and I was super
Ira's
psyched.
kind of buff now, right?
Yeah.
So when you become a dad, you have to lift up a lot of kids. And I remember being so psyched because I loved Dungeons and Dragons. I did that a lot in Florida, so I did a lot of role playing. So when I got to read for that role, I was like, cool. And so I got to read with Annette, and she brought me back in for Chuck. And before I went in, I read for Chuck once, and it went great. He had me come back again. And before I got back to Chuck, I took direction from my cousin, who was an acting coach, David Shacker. And he was a great, wonderful person, but he talks about monotone, and you have to keep everything low. And so I went back in for Chuck.
I remember this.
And I come in, and
What happened?
I'm a totally different person. I'm a totally different reader. And he's like, where'd the kid go that I talked to last time? I said, well, my cousin told me this is the way to act. I said, not if you want the job, kid.
I knew somebody coached him. It's not the first time that happened to me.
But I do also remember reading for the role of Joey. And I was super psyched because you had a lot of nurses in, and I don't know where you were. But all I had to do was sit there and go. And it was awesome. But no, to get to play the Dream Warrior, the Wizard Master, pre-Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's a little homage, right?
Pretty cool.
I think you included me on the nurse casting session.
Really, on the real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have done that because I need to put people
Chemistry.
together. Yeah, I need to put people together. I've always done that. So that was a good thing.
Yeah.
It was good. Actually, seeing Donkin here, I was here for the Donkin recording, so you guys know what a maniac I am. I was in there in their studio going, Dream! It never has quit.
Which is so weird. I was house sitting, and UPS dropped off a package, and it was for dogs. And they lived like, I could walk just a block and a half to their house. And so
Wow, Donkin's house, trick or treat, let's go.
No, and they were, I mean, I shouldn't say it was from Amazon and they were getting their album, but I walked it over, yeah, whatever, I had to buy all my own movies, but but when I went, they weren't home. And they had a big Buddha and a garden and this.
They were the real thing, I'm telling you. They were fans of the series. They were being Dream Warriors in the recording session. There was no cynicism. They were great.
Wow.
Metal band.
And
Wow.
George Lynch
Little
was
thing.
incredible.
Yeah, man.
So I left it in the mailbox. I didn't say anything. I walked away. I know where Dockin is. No.
I had never met Donkin before, and my wife and I, 2 years ago, on a date up at Vibratos up on Beverly Glen and Mulholland. And this is heavy-set guy talking about, oh, rock and roll this, oh, rock and roll that. Oh, Don, do you want another drink? Are you Don? Don Donkin? My God! was pretty cool
Were
movie.
you like, I'm a dream warrior?
I did. I said, yeah, get another drink.
I just will never forget that lyric. Dream warrior.
Ain't
Is
gonna
it
dream no more.
Ain't gonna dream no more. I wanted to correct that.
I was a little
Want to dream.
confused about that,
Yeah,
actually.
I'm a dream warrior, ain't gonna dream no more. But it sounded good.
It
Who
did.
am I?
Pretty exclusive club. It's pretty. I'm pretty honored to be a dream warrior.
Dream Warriors. Many of us, huh?
There you go.
The last of the Elm Street children.
And on it went.
Yeah, well, while you guys were shooting it, I mean, probably you had a little bit more sense than the actors, but did you guys feel any kind of pressure that you know, that they were expecting this to be huge? Like, did New Line feel that the second one had kind of botched it?
It was really kind of a cool situation to be in because everybody was thinking it wasn't necessarily going to go on as a franchise, and I really had to make them confident. We needed to do one more, and we needed to go from where Wes and Bruce had started that screenplay. So I guess there was pressure. I didn't really realize the pressure until Wes Craven and Toby Hooper came to the first screening, because Wes and I didn't speak the whole time. He wasn't, you know, so simpatico with New Line for whatever reasons, and I respected it, you know. But they knew almost nothing about the rewrite and almost nothing about the shoot. Came in to see the cut, and it was a great screening. Everybody was blown away, and I think they were like really surprised. So that was when I felt the pressure, when suddenly I saw Wes Craven in the audience, and I go, I have run with the football here. I hope he likes what I did.
Well, I could talk to you guys all night, but we do have many more movies after this.
Did you guys take your hypnosis out?
Thank you guys so much for coming.
Yeah,
Just,
thank you.
So much.
I don't know if I said at the beginning, there is one gal here who's never seen any of these movies before, so this is her first
Congratulations.
experience.
Lucky you.